From Svija, I'm going to show you how to put all the pages for your website in a single Illustrator document. It's actually quite simple. So first of all, you can see here, the example is just going to use pages that are called multi-page. So there'll be a multi-page about, multi-page contact. You can call the pages whatever you want. This is just for the example. So first I'm going to open a new page in Illustrator. And I'm just going to call it multi-page. So I'm going to save the page. Call it multi-page in examples. Here we go. Example.svija.site multipage.ai. Okay. And what we need to do is, first of all, we need to make the artboards. So I'm just going to delete everything that's in here for now because we don't really need it. And I'm going to move the artboards down quite a bit to make some room. And what I'm going to do, since we're going to have a bunch of different pages, is I'm going to put the mobile pages over the desktop pages. So we need 4 pages. So I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move it over here and then add 100 pixels. Move it over again. Add 100 pixels. Move it over again and add 100 pixels. And then for this one, it should just snap over when I move it. So, and then when the pages get longer, the lengths will be different, but these will go down. And the mobile pages will go up. And this way we can have everything in a single document. It'll be kind of fun. This is the first time I'm doing this. So let's hope it works. So first of all, I'm just going to put a white rectangle on every page, just so we know what we're looking at. White. Another one here. Deck. I'm not being very exact because it's just an example. Okay. So we have now 4 different pages in both versions of every page. I'm going to save. I'm just going to put a label on each page so we know what we're looking at. This is going to be home. This will be about, services, contact. And I can just drag all of these up here. Change the text size to 60 maybe. Yeah, that's okay. It's not going to be beautiful. Okay, so the trick is, in the way that Svija uses artboards. Svija looks for artboards that end in MB or CP, but they can actually start with something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this artboard. Let's see if you can see it better if I highlight it. This artboard is going to be called home underline CP. It's really important that you put an underline here. This artboard is going to be called about underline CP. This one is going to be called services. They have to end in underline CP for the computer artboards. This one is called contact underline CP. And then for the mobile ones, it's the same. So this will be contact underline MB. Contact services. And the order in this panel doesn't matter. You might want to organize them if you're going to do this so you can find your way around, but it doesn't have any effect on the display of your website. About underline MB and home underline MB. And so now I have all this content in here. I'm going to save the page. It's going to save 8 SVG files. It's going to give me some warnings. Oh no, it just gives me all the sizes, not even any warnings, so that's cool. And the trick that makes it work is that in Svija Cloud, I included that underscore about in the name of the Illustrator file, even though it's not actually part of the Illustrator file. And so when it's looking for the page for the computer page for about, it's going to look for multi-page underscore about underscore CP. And if I look in the SVG files folder, I will see that it exists just the way it's going to be, just the way the server is going to be looking for it. So let's see if it actually works. So this is going to be called multi-page about. And it worked. So since I have all these pages in one document, I can easily add links between them. So I'm just going to add a set of links that goes between the different pages here. And I'm going to add some links on top of that. I'm being very sloppy. I hope you'll forgive me. Okay, so now I'm going to add the link content. And I believe the address was / multi-page-contact. I'm going to copy this part here. Oops. Extra slash. Okay. Rectangle. Services. About. And okay, so now all those links work, and I cannot forget to rename them in here. So to save time, I'm just going to call them mouse/link. And I remind you that you can use tab to move between these fields and layers. It's much faster than having to double click each time. This whole thing, I'm going to make it into a group, and now I can just duplicate it across the page. Whoops, I forgot to unlock the content. Duplicate it. So now I have 4 pages that all have the same links. Click Save Page. If I go back into Safari and I reload the page, I have links. This goes to Home, this goes to About, this goes to, I must have a typo somewhere, and this goes to Contact. So there's a typo somewhere in Services, either in the name of the artboard, Services MB, yep, I forgot the S in Services. Save page. And now Services. So that's it. I put all the content for a whole very small and boring website in one Illustrator document. I'm just going to go back and explain very quickly because this might not be obvious. What I did is I cheated and I added something to the Illustrator name. If I go into the page settings for the computer, pages, computer settings for home. This is not the actual name of the Illustrator file. The Illustrator file is multipage.ai. This bit right here is part of the artboard name. This underscore home here corresponds to this underscore home right here. Just home. So you put the name of the Illustrator file followed by underscore followed by some name, and then you add that name in here before the underscore CP. I think you might have to try it, but if you look in the description of this video, you'll find a link to this file so you'll be able to check out how it's actually built. Thanks for watching.